Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really close look at the film Interstellar.
Yeah, based on some detailed analysis we reviewed.
Exactly. And our goal isn't just to, talk about the cool sci-fi stuff, though we'll touch on that.
Sure, the wormholes and black holes are amazing visuals.
Right, but we want to dig into what our source says is the real driving force, this surprising emotional core.
The human connection part.
Yeah, the big question being, can something like love actually reach across time and space?
It's a fascinating take because the source material really frames Interstellar less as hard sci-fi and more as an exploration of human bonds.
So the visuals, the black holes, the space travel, they're all serving this deeper emotional story.
That's the argument, that astrophysics is almost a metaphor here, used to explore, logic versus intuition versus trust.
Okay, let's get into it then. We have to start with the setting, right?
Yeah.
The Earth is in a terrible state.
Oh, absolutely. It's pure dystopia. We're talking massive famine, constant choking dust storms.
The planet's basically giving up. Crop failures everywhere.
And it's getting harder to breathe. Habitability is just plummeting.
And this creates a really grim social atmosphere too, doesn't it? This sort of anti-intellectualism.
Yeah, exactly. Survival mode has taken over. You see it with Cooper. He's this ex-NASA pilot and engineer.
Forced to be a farmer.
Right. And then that parent-teacher meeting with his son, Tom, it's chilling.
The teachers are actively saying the world only needs farmers now. Discouraging engineering.
Yep, rewriting the textbooks even. Pushing against science, against higher education. Cooper is, understandably, furious.
It's like they're trying to kill hope, just manage the decline.
Which is the opposite of Cooper's whole deal, and it sets up that crucial relationship with his daughter, Murphy.
Murph. Yeah, she's still curious, still scientific-minded.
Definitely. And she has this whole thing with the ghost in her bedroom.
Right, the bookshelf. Communicating via Morse code, she thinks.
But Cooper, being the rational engineer, the pilot, he doesn't buy it.
He loves her curiosity, supports the science interest. But ghosts? No way.
He needs quantifiable facts. He's the realist.
Until the facts find him. That gravity anomaly in Murph's room.
Ah, the dust patterns. That's the turning point.
Yeah, the dust forms lines on the floor, coordinates. And Cooper realizes, wait, this is gravity doing this. It's real.
And those coordinates lead them straight to
The secret NASA base, hidden away.
hidden because, well, imagine the public reaction. People are starving, the world's ending, and the government's spending resources on space travel.
There'd be riots. So they get there and they meet Professor Brand.
And he lays it all out. The oxygen's depleting faster than they thought. Earth is truly on borrowed time.
This is where the Lazarus missions come in, that name.
Tells you everything right. Lazarus, raised from the dead. They're trying to resurrect humanity itself.
Because Earth is basically dead already in their view.
Pretty much. It's about giving the species a second chance somewhere else. And Brand needs Cooper to pilot the ship through a nearby wormhole.
Okay, let's break down the plans, because this is where the moral weight really starts to build. Plan A and Plan B.
Right, so Plan A is the dream scenario. Solve the big gravity equation.
And lift all of humanity off Earth to a new home. Everyone currently alive.
But that requires this massive theoretical breakthrough that Professor Brand is supposedly working on.
What's the core problem there, scientifically? Why is it so hard?
It's the classic problem, uniting general relativity and quantum mechanics.
Big stuff versus tiny stuff.
Exactly. General relativity for gravity, planets, the macro scale, quantum mechanics for the subatomic. To move civilization-level MASH, you need to control gravity at a quantum level.
Which needs a unified theory, which they don't have.
Not without new data anyway, data they can't get from Earth. So
Yeah.
Plan A looks difficult, maybe impossible.
Hence, Plan B.
Plan B, the backup. Carry frozen embryos, human genetic material to a viable planet. Start humanity over.
Abandoning everyone left on Earth.
Yeah, leaving them behind. And Cooper clocks this immediately. He asks Brand, "You're telling me you're prepared to leave my children behind?"
The weight of that. He only agrees because he believes Brand can crack Plan A.
He has to believe in Plan A for his kids' sake. But then comes the biggest enemy. Time itself.
Ah, time dilation. Near the black hole, Gargantua.
This is where the emotional cost just skyrockets. Because of Gargantua's gravity, they visit Miller's planet.
The water planet.
Right. And down there, 1 hour is 7 years back on Earth.
7 years. And they get stuck down there because of those giant waves and accidents.
Wasting precious hours, which means wasting decades for everyone back home.
And this is where, you as the viewer, and Cooper especially, just get hit so hard.
Oh, yeah, he gets back to the ship, Endurance, after just a few hours planetside.
And Romilly, who stayed on board, is 23 years older.
23 years. Cooper sits down to watch the messages from Earth. Decades of them.
He sees his son Tom grow up, finish school, get married, have a kid.
Yeah.
Named Cooper.
All these huge life moments completely missed, and he finds out his father-in-law, Donald, died.
Brutal. But maybe the most cutting part is Murph?
Her silence first. She was so angry he left, felt he broke his promise. She just stopped sending messages for years.
Until finally.
Finally, a message comes through, on his birthday no less, and she says, "Today's my birthday, and I'm the same age now that you were when you left."
Wow. Holding on to that promise he made. Maybe when I return, we'll be the same age.
She never let go. Deep down, she still believed he'd come back, even through the anger.
That faith, that connection, it really sets up the next big conflict, doesn't it? Logic versus feeling.
Absolutely. They've only got enough fuel left for one more planet visit.
And Professor Brand's daughter, Amelia, she wants to go to Edmund's planet.
Why? Because the data says it's the best bet.
No, because she was in love with Dr. Edmonds, the astronaut who went there earlier.
Ah. So purely an emotional choice.
And she says it outright. Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It's the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
That's a huge claim. How did the others react? Cooper, Romilly.
They reject it. It sounds irrational and unscientific. They want to follow the data, which points towards Dr. Mann's planet.
So logic versus love, basically. And logic seems to win the argument initially.
But is the source material suggesting Brand was?
Right.
Right? That love is some kind of force? Or just that her guess was lucky?
That's the million-dollar question the film poses, and our source leans into it. It suggests maybe blindly following only quantifiable data is illogical sometimes.
That intuition or emotion is just data we haven't learned how to measure yet.
Sort of, yeah. That it's a real signal, not just noise. But they go to Mann's planet anyway.
And that leads to the Great Deception reveal. Multiple deceptions, actually.
First, Dr. Mann himself. Turns out he faked all his promising data.
Just wanted to be rescued. He was cracking under the isolation. A desperate act.
And then the bigger bomb drops back on Earth. Professor Brand on his deathbed.
He confesses. Plan A was always a lie.
Always. He'd solved his part of the gravity equation years ago, but knew it was useless without.
Data from inside a black hole's singularity?
Data nobody could possibly survive getting. So Plan A was impossible from the start.
It was just a story, a noble lie.
A lie to motivate people, specifically Cooper, to leave Earth and ensure Plan B happened. To save the species, even if it meant sacrificing everyone alive now.
Just devastating. But even with this, Murph, back on Earth, now a scientist herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't give up.
No, and crucially, she's not just trusting equations on a screen. She feels the answer is still connected to her childhood bedroom.
To the ghost.
Yeah.
That gravity anomaly. She never feared it. She felt it was trying to communicate. That intuition again.
And that intuition leads us to the climax. Cooper, after Mann's betrayal and trying to save Brand and the ship.
He sacrifices himself, detaching his module, letting himself fall into Gargantua.
Expecting death, but instead, he finds himself inside the Tesseract.
Which is just mind-ending. This structure, apparently built by future humans.
That's the implication. And inside, it's like a physical representation of time. A fifth dimension manifested so he, a three-dimensional being, can interact with it.
He can see his daughter's bedroom across different points in time.
And he realizes he was the ghost all along.
He's the one who knocked the books off the shelf. He's manipulating gravity from inside the Tesseract, reaching back through time.
Exactly. He tries to send the message, stay, the message Murph heard years ago, the one he dismissed. He's pounding on the walls of time, trying to stop his past self.
But he can't change the past. That already happened, the book falling as he left. That was him doing it from the future.
Right, it's a closed loop. He can't change what happened, but he can transmit the crucial information.
The quantum data from the singularity. The missing piece for Plan A.
Yes. The Tesseract allowed him to survive the singularity and observe the data. Now he has to get it to Murph.
And he does it how?
Through the watch he gave her before he left. He uses gravity again, encoding the complex quantum data into the ticks of the second hand. Morse code, basically, across dimensions.
Incredible. So the aliens, everyone suspected.
Were us. future humanity, reaching back to save themselves, creating the wormhole, the Tesseract.
And the real chosen one wasn't Cooper, the pilot hero.
It was Murphy, the curious kid, the intuitive scientist. She gets the data from the watch.
And she solved it. She cracks the gravity equation, unites the fields. Plan A becomes possible.
Humanity is saved, not just by Cooper's journey, but by Murph's unwavering belief in her scientific brilliance, combined with that intuition.
And that final scene between them when Cooper is rescued and sees her as an old woman.
Oh, it's powerful. She's on her deathbed, surrounded by her family, the future Cooper helped ensure.
And he asks her how she knew he'd come back. After all that time, all that silence.
And she just says, so simply, because my dad promised me.
Chills. It just brings it all home.
It really does. And that's the core argument our source makes, right? That Interstellar, for all its physics, is about emotion being the driving force.
Dr. Brand's instinct about Edmund's planet. Turns out it was the habitable one. Her love, her intuition pointed the right way, even if they ignored it for logic.
And Murph's feeling, her connection to the ghost, her trust in her dad's promise, that's what ultimately unlocked a scientific solution.
It suggests that being purely logical can sometimes be, well, illogical.
Exactly. And maybe the secondary message, just as strong, is about trusting those connections. Cooper's journey ends with the realization he should have trusted Murph's insight from the start.
Trusting the people you love. Treating children's insight seriously. It literally saved the world here.
So this deep dive really shows how even the grandest sci-fi epic can hinge on something incredibly personal, the bond between a father and daughter.
A bond that reached across 5 dimensions.
And if you think about knowledge, Cooper tells Murph that science is about admitting what we don't know. Maybe, the film suggests, feelings and intuition are just these fundamental forces we haven't learned to acknowledge or measure yet.
We look for dark matter out in space.
While ignoring the powerful forces right inside us.
So here's a final thought for you, listening right now, to sort of chew on. If love and intuition played such a key role in saving humanity here, when logic alone failed,
Are there any areas in your own life or maybe your work where you're relying purely on logic, dismissing a strong gut feeling?
could that feeling, that intuition, actually be the data you need? Something to think about.